Movies. We watch movies. You listen to us talk about movies that we watched without you.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Well, it's Spencer here, and I'm here to say that I like to talk into a mic in a loud way.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, I think we might be good here.
Boom.
1, 2. Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing
Good.
well. Doing good. Okay.
Y'all
Doing great.
I was thinking, y'all ever seen that Beastie Boys tribute group Ryman and Steelin'?
No, I have not.
I've seen the ads for them.
I've always been curious if that would be any good, actually.
Mhm.
I've heard that they're actually supposed to be all right.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
But then, at the same time, then you're just listening to a cover band. It's kind of like listening to Danger Doom, MF Doom. Because he'll go, have you ever heard that?
He just has other people fill in.
Yeah,
for him?
because he wears a mask when he's on stage, so he just
Yeah, like
just
Dead
has-
Mouse.
Yeah, but like I would
Yeah.
imagine tickets are relatively cheap. It'd be just because I'll never get to actually see the Beastie Boys,
R.I.P.
Ooh, yeah, they all
MCA.
died, right, in that plane crash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
famously.
famous plane crash. They killed all the beasties.
They had to fight for their right to party, and,
Killed
Yeah.
the Beastie Girls too.
and they died.
They hate that song, you know that?
I did.
They
I
hate
do.
that song. They
Yeah.
hate it.
Do you hate that song?
No, I that's my anthem. And I'm the people they hate. I have to fight for my right to party every day, Spence.
You gotta fight
For your right
for your Roy.
to party.
Trey's a cool frat boy.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of cool, and I was in a frat, bro, so I'm kind of a cool frat boy.
Vineyard Vines head to toe.
Mm-hmm. And I got my sporty shorties on.
Let me see.
Well, sports shorts.
Oh, see, he can rotate his hips so much because of his sports shorts. If he's
Yeah.
wearing a
Yeah.
lame set of khakis, he never would have been able to
No,
reach
I
that
would-
high.
Hey man, khakis are cool.
I love
when
khakis.
you're going out.
I love khakis.
You gotta have your going out khakis.
What about corduroys?
I used to own some corduroys. I just gave them away. They don't fit me anymore. I'm all fat now.
Who did you give him to?
I don't know. The
gave 'em
Salvation
away.
Army.
We got Buffalo Exchange now, man. You can sell those.
Yeah. Why give them to people who need them?
I know I might have actually kept them.
Make
I thought
money.
I'd give
You
them
ever
away,
think
but
about yourself?
all the time? All the time.
Clearly not enough.
No. It's usually about how much I hate myself, though, honestly.
Well, you know what would make you like yourself? A
Giving to
little bit more?
charity.
No, man. Getting a little bit more change. A
You,
little
you
bit
know,
more weight in that wallet.
You know, you go to Buffalo Exchange, they have lesbian pants there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got my pair of lesbian pants.
You do have a lot of. Oh yeah, those lesbian pants.
Actually,
I remember lesbian
Pants
pants.
with lesbians
Yes,
on
I
them.
remember those.
It's a print of girls kissing.
Yeah,
But it's not just any print of girls kissing. It's a print of girls kissing with inverted colors.
yes, it's they're very very nice. They're very tasteful.
It's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot, bro.
Plays with the eyes.
It does. You know, you don't notice it at first, but then you look, and you're like, oh, those are two women kissing on my pants.
Them some lessies.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys, what
Lezes.
do people who win stuff at the fair, what do they do with it?
What do they do with the stuff they won?
Yeah, so there's these people with like this giant wolf. I
Yeah.
went yesterday. and They
Okay.
had this giant stuffed wolf.
Yeah.
And I asked him, hey, what are you going to do with that? And he said, I don't know. Why are you trying to win that giant stuffed wolf?
Because you can.
He's got an entire room back at the house filled with all his stuffed wolves that he won. And he's got to
He
throw
just
in the
has a-
wolf room.
He has a stuffed wolf
Trust
room.
me. When you got a babe who's saying, honey, win this for me, it's much easier to win it and carry that thing around than to tell your babe no, because she's going to be mad if
Mhm.
you say no.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you're trying to ring that bell all night long.
Mhm.
Is that a euphemism or is that a?
Is that like a Steve Miller band thing? They would say, oh, yeah, I'm going to ring her bell.
Well, there is a song about Ring My Bell.
Yeah.
Already.
Hell's Bells.
Would you ring my bell?
Yeah, but yeah, you did it. But who else does it?
What do you mean?
Who did it originally?
I don't know. Steve Miller Band?
Let's see. That's why I'm.
I thought that
Question.
band was is that a cover? Or do you know?
No, I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not sure if it's Steve Miller band or not.
No, it's not Steve Miller Band.
Well, this
It's
is
like
what,
Diana Ross and the Supremes or something.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Aretha Franklin, I don't know.
Why was that more confusing than it had to be?
I don't know.
Anyway, there was a guy who spent like $100,000 trying to win a Rasta banana.
It's by
one
Anita
time.
Ward.
Rasta banana. Man, I seen those at Six Flags. They funny.
Yeah, they're funny.
It's like a banana, but he smoked with weed.
Yeah, this guy was playing like this bottle game, and he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to win this stupid Rasta banana. And then he went and tried to get a Kickstarter to get his money back.
Worth
Wasn't
every
that-
loan.
Idiot.
Wasn't that Gina Jones' story about Jerry Jones and his Hall of Fame induction that he was trying to play that bottle game and he just got so frustrated that he bought the thing, bought the doll himself, showing kids money can buy you everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like
Jerry Jones wanted that Rasta banana.
So he
It's
bought
like-
that Rasta banana.
like one relationship's like show of affection is another relationship's red flag that
Yeah.
he's got a bad grasp on how to deal with conflict.
Exactly. Well, this is the one and only podcast for all Rasta bananas and core hydration water. I think the best thing about last week's podcast is I put as the intro music, I put the intro to The Shining,
Uh-huh.
and it was your whole core hydration water commercial where you're gagging on core hydration water. So the tone really changed from silly and funny to just like weird and creepy.
Just me dying.
Yeah, it was very unsettling hearing that.
Hey guys, go back and listen to the intro last episode.
Yeah, go listen to that, then listen to the intro from the last episode before that, and you'll get a special coded secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have the decoder ring,
Mm-hmm. You need to buy that decoder ring, and you need to go and send in 5 box clippings to P.O. Box 445-7234, Banana Hammer Road, and in Hollywood, California.
scan the QR code.
Yes. Please scan the QR code, please. You know, just also, what other things can you do?
Download the app.
Download the app.
Use
Newspaper clippings.
AOL keyword.
Hashtag
FilmsCast.
FilmsCast.
And you got to include a $100 bill.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Avoided check.
Uh-huh.
And 2 forms of identification, which will be sent back to you upon our processing.
With the $12 rebate.
Mhm.
That you need to fill out the paperwork for the rebate. You need to have the $50 rebate
Right.
slip.
Yep.
And you have to mail it. You can't fax it.
Yep. And it
And
comes with a digital download.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. So this is Super FilmsCast 64. This is the podcast where we discuss films.
What was that?
Films.
Getting closer, Trey. Films.
We discuss all the films. Well, to my immediate front left, we have Adam Fullerton.
Haha, saw it.
To my immediate front right, we have Spencer Hall.
Hello.
Hello. And today we're gonna talk about some more horror movies we watched.
Spooktuber.
This is Spooktuber
Because this is
the
our second
Spookquel.
Spooktuber movie.
This is the Spooktuber Halloween special of Super FilmsCast 64. We're gonna talk about all the spooky movies we saw this week because last week we did our top 10 favorite Halloween movies.
More like boovies.
Movies. Exactly.
That's what I call scary movies.
Dang, was there a cow in here? Because there's a lot of movies.
Woo! Justin over there, Montemayor, is jerking off. So give him a look and wave at him, acknowledge him.
I'm afraid he met
Just-
Kevin. He met Kevin James.
He didn't meet Kevin James.
I
Here,
can't look at him.
wave at him. Wave at him right now. I'm waving. Just wave. Anyway.
He needs eye contact.
He
to
looks like
finish.
he met Kevin James.
Whoa, what does that mean?
He's
He looks fulfilled. He looked very fulfilled.
happy.
Very happy that he met Kevin James.
He was going to go to the mat.
If you had to meet one celebrity, who would you meet? If like you're on your deathbed, and they're like, we'll let you
Okay,
meet
so I'm
one.
dying, so I can't do anything with him. It's just
No, it's
someone
just-
to see my
Yeah.
my dying corpse.
Yeah.
Just to say one last thing to him.
Yeah.
Dead or alive?
I would probably
Alive.
I'd probably invite Sean Salisbury, and I'd tell him that he's not that great.
That's a good one. Spencer, who would you meet?
I'd want to meet a dying Kevin James
Okay. Well,
so we can die
You
together.
could, so you could pass your your Ebola to him.
mhm.
Yeah.
You could infect him before you die.
The death rattle.
Where's Clerks 3?
Clerks 3? He was in Clerks 3? He was in Clerks 2?
I think he's thinking Kevin Smith.
Oh,
I'm
he is
thinking
thinking
Kevin Smith. Oh man,
I was gonna
FilmsCast.
say.
Oh, boy.
There, let's edit. Let's restart.
No, that's
That's
revealing.
staying in.
Kevin
That's
James.
staying in.
Okay, where's
Kevin James is
I
Kate
mean,
Queens.
Where's Chuck and Larry 2?
Oh,
Where's
man.
Paul
Brand
Blart
news.
Mile Cop 4?
I can't wait until Chuck and Larry get divorced. That'd be a great movie.
It would be a great movie. It would be an amazing movie.
Trey, who
Oh.
are you gonna see?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who am I going to see?
Yeah. Who,
I'm trying to think of a funny answer now because you guys were all funny about it, and I got to
Well, I
use
wasn't
my
that
improv
funny.
skills.
I wasn't that funny. I was more embarrassing than anything. I didn't
Yeah.
know who Kevin James
yeah,
was.
if,
King of
if you
comedy.
say anything that is not incorrect, you're better than Spencer.
Right. I would probably meet Kevin Smith and tell him that my
All
friend
right.
Spencer said he was Kevin James, and see how he feels about that.
Well, they've got pretty similar career arcs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, like, Chuck and Larry is pretty much Kevin James is chasing Amy, and so
yeah, okay, sure.
fair. I guess you can draw the parallels.
Yeah.
I can see it, but I don't see it.
yeah, and
I
they
don't
make
know,
movies
it's
with
funny.
similar people all the time.
Yeah, sure, but he's not a director. Kevin James isn't a director.
No, but you know, it's similar as a director and actor can be.
Did Kevin James ever send out a tweet talking about how good he fucks his wife?
No, he just DM'd me. Hey man, fucking my wife tonight.
It's like we're cheating on each other with each other.
Mm.
I smash her brown eye.
Wait, Kevin Smith.
I'll read the exact.
Did a
You
negative
guys,
Yeah, read that tweet.
you guys, it's like the worst tweet of all time.
Kevin Smith is very open about his sexual things with his
Oh.
wifo.
Speaking of Twitter, Trey, you got to get on that Twitter questions.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
make the post.
you're right. So you guys talk amongst yourselves while I do that.
Wait until I find this tweet, Trey.
Find that tweet, Adam.
Just walk us through your search for the tweet. Live,
This is why no one
live,
listens
live
to this
stream
podcast.
So I did Kevin Smith cheating, but all that's coming up is people vaguely referencing it.
Mm.
Um,
How do you vaguely reference a tweet like that?
well, it's just like a picture of Ricky Gervais saying, "Is this
Mm.
worse than the cheating on each other with each other?"
I see. It's like the
Tweet.
if he walks in these, he's gonna be quiet. He walks in these, he's gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Well, this is invigorating. We just needed Spencer
Anyway.
to take time, and he decided it was a good time to take his sweatshirt off.
Oh,
Well,
hey,
it really
looks
is
like
hot in here.
Looks like Spencer's cosplaying as Harrison Ford from Blade Runner 2048.
And he's got a gray shirt on.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
cosplaying as Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I just need someone to punch in the face over and over
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Which one? Any takers?
So are we? Yeah, I'll punch you in the face.
No, I need no.
Oh.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
Hey, why did you tell Kirk to get Ebola?
When did I tell him to do that?
Trey,
He
you
had
gotta
a
play
he had a post about being very sad about having the flu, and you said, "I hope you get Ebola."
Oh, okay. I'd probably.
You're gonna play the Trump code. I never said that.
I never said that. Kirk is fake news. No one respects Kirk. He's a liar. No one likes him. Sad.
What's the
He's doing
what's,
horrible in the ratings.
what's the minute marker right now?
the 13 minutes in?
13 minutes, and we got a Trump.
Ooh.
All
Yeah,
right,
Trumps.
here we go. I got it, you guys.
Okay.
From that Kevin Smith.
Mm.
10 years in, and we bone like we're cheating on each other with each other. A decade plus, and her clit /
He
brown.
loves to say the word clit.
Hold
He
on.
loves that word.
I got to get through this. A decade plus, and her clit / brown / taint area still pones my dick.
Good
Oh my
Christ.
gosh.
He has
Well,
a daughter.
It's amazing for someone who wears shorts that are basically pants and hockey jerseys every day that he's still got that fire from his wife. So good
Yeah.
for them.
Good for him.
Yeah. So Trey,
What
what,
have
you
you
been
been watching? Adam?
I beat you to it. You got to answer.
Okay. So I did finish Mind Hunter,
Okay.
and I get what you're saying about it. I think I liked it more than you did, but I can definitely get on your side when you say it kind of led to nothing, and the weirdness of the whole crux of it was they're trying to hide pretty much potty language.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to cover up potty language. It's
Exactly.
kind of
They're
weird.
like, oh, the FBI, you can't say.
Yeah.
You can't say cunt.
Yeah, and it's just a little too. That's probably what happened,
Yeah.
but it's a little too realistic, where it's trying to be so. This is what happened that it's boring.
Right.
Because I think when you're dealing with serial killers, and I rewatched Silence of the Lambs, and so you want something more out there when you're dealing with that kind of stuff. You want something that's stranger than fiction, and this is trying to be very, to the books.
It's like rooted in the time in a way that's not interesting.
And it made me think of Mad Men and how Mad Men really made you feel like you were watching something from the 60s. It made you feel like it was a snapshot of that time and place, where this didn't really feel like that at all. It kind of felt like it would give you reminders about, oh, yeah, I guess they are kind of sensitive about this and sensitive about that, but it didn't really transport you into a certain time.
The main dude's wearing like tailored suits and like brand new, well-fitting suits. They all kind of have generally new hairstyles. Like it's not like Mad Men at all.
No,
it's really kind of takes you back. It's just kind of this weird thing where they use it almost as a crutch to have some sort of conflict, which doesn't really make sense in the greater scheme of things.
Yeah, that's honestly something if there's like a time period movie and it's in like the 70s, 80s or something, if you look at like the way suits fit, the way collars are made, like the length and size of collars and lapels, and it's like the fact that everybody's got really modern wardrobes is strange.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I think it's one of those things where there's so much high quality material that take place in different periods that it's hard to kind of just slack off. Slack off is probably a bad word, but it's probably the best way I could describe it. Or everyone needs there's a standard now, I feel like, and you got to meet that standard. You can't just kind of,
which is tough, because
very
Mad
tough.
Men did an amazing job of it. And it's kind of, if you're going to do anything from that time period, you're going to be stacked up against it immediately.
Yeah, you're always going to be compared to that.
And it's strange because like Fincher is like such a control freak and like a perfectionist. So to see things like certain things that just almost seem not necessarily, like you said, lazy, but just weren't as thought out as the way it's shot. Because the way it's shot, I'm only like 3 episodes in, but the way it's shot is great.
Yeah, it looks great.
Which is like Fincher's always, as far as the way movies are shot, is very good.
Yeah, it's very mechanical. Like he doesn't do any shaky cam, doesn't do much movement with the camera unless it's like computer generated.
Oh no, he does a ton.
Well,
a ton of movement with the camera,
but not
it's
like
always
handheld. It's all kind of systematically weaving through something.
Well, it
focuses on the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. The camera typically follows the character. It's all moving to the same rhythm and pace. So it's fun. It's fun to watch that, but it's just such a weird, like, it's like the main character is the worst character.
Yeah,
the worst actor.
Yeah, he's not great, and his character gets worse. I feel like too.
Just describe him in one word. Like, what's
a pussy?
How would you describe him if you were to write like a character thing?
He's kind of a whiny bitch in a lot of ways.
See, but that's not what he's supposed to be.
No.
In the show, he's supposed to be like the cop who's willing to break the rules.
Yeah, but he just acts like a whiny bitch all the time.
Yeah, when he like storms into like his sergeant or whatever's office and is like, "This is why we need to do this." It comes off as like pretentious little kid as opposed to like guy who's on to something.
Yeah,
he's like, no, or like he's not a leader at all.
No,
and that kind of he's supposed to be.
That might just be the actor too.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Yeah. So,
what is the defining characteristic of his girlfriend, or even their relationship?
She's just crazy, man.
What purpose?
She's just wild.
What purpose opens his eyes to weed, man.
Yeah, man. They're smoking weed.
Yeah,
and the FBI.
She just like calls him a square the whole time.
Yeah. Nice,
he's just a lame-o, man.
But then he's like progressive in the police force.
Yeah,
there's a weird disconnect there where it's trying to be both things at once and it doesn't work for either of them.
Yeah,
and that whole relationship, I just get rid of it. Like I dug the other dude and his story with his kid.
The kid probably had autism, right?
Yeah. But like that's like one episode. It's like I would much rather focus on that guy and his home issues of Spencer, you may not have seen it, but he adopts a kid, and the kid has autism, and they don't really know what autism is. So he's just like, the kid doesn't talk to me, the kid doesn't feel anything towards me.
That's more interesting than like a heavy-handed, like flower child relationship with an FBI guy.
And I think that actor's better too.
I agree.
That whole thing is better.
He's way better.
Yeah. way better. But which is interesting because I know we're going to talk about our horror movies later, but watching Silence of the Lambs and that character is portrayed in Silence of the Lambs, and it's a lot better of a character.
So much better.
Yeah, it's a really good character in there. But it's interesting to see sort of where that came from, though, as far and even the show, though, it's not even really it's based on him, but it's not the same name, so it's not like that's weird.
It's not a biographical thing, but it is based on the book.
But they're using the real serial killers, but they're not using the real guy. I find that a little weird, but whatever,
Yeah.
I watched Blade Runner for the third time.
Can just one more thing before we move on?
Ahead.
Are you going to watch season 2?
Yeah, I'll probably watch season 2.
Is it because
the serial
BTK?
Killers? Yeah, it's because of the serial killers. I want to see like how they, I'm interested in that kind of stuff. So I want to see sort of the BTK killer. I want to see if they, talk to Manson, John Wayne Gacy, all that stuff. I like to see sort of that part of it.
It may be like Ballers, where I keep watching and I don't know why.
I'm just off of episode 2 and 3, which is real heavy with the co-ed killer. So
he's
like
great.
I'm higher on it because those 2 episodes were like there was enough interesting things in there. Even if as a show it's not been fantastic.
That's where I was last week, about episode 3, and it was with the co-ed killer, and I was very high on it because that was really good. But it's so sparingly you get to meet these serial killers, and none of them are as interesting as the co-ed killer.
I feel like the first episode I'm gonna watch, and then if it doesn't catch me right away, I'm just gonna try to jump.
Yeah,
and just watch interview scenes.
Yeah, that might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you watched Blade Runner for the third time?
Yeah. Probably didn't need to see it the third time.
You didn't need 9 hours.
I didn't need 9 hours.
Blade Runner 2049.
So first of all, it's been out for a little over 2 weeks, and they've sectioned it off into the very back of the movie theater now, and went to go see it. And again, this was sort of a weird location because I was staying with a bunch of friends, and we had a. He lives in Fort Worth, and we all live in Dallas, so it was just one of those, we had to meet in Grapevine, so just a random movie theater in Grapevine. So maybe it was just a bad movie theater, but the actual theater we were in was shit. It was just a small little screen, and we're all cramped in there, and it was shit. I was kind of pissed off. Not that we had to go there, but just like, man, it's such a visual eye candy, and it's now quarantined off pretty much.
Was it at Grapevine Mills?
No. It was a Cinemark. It was a Cinemark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine Grapevine Mills is still pretty well maintained.
Yeah. No, it's out of IMAX. There was an XD there, so we kind of had to just see it. So there are parts in Blade Runner that when you see it the first and second time are really cool, but then you see it the third time and you're just like, get on with it. When finally he finds the little horse in the furnace, and he's like pulling the blanket over, and when you see it the first time,
as soon as he reaches in, you're kind of like, oh, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah, but now it's like, okay, we get it. No, just go on with it.
Yeah.
Now it's visually awesome still, but just there were certain parts where they're building that I knew what was going to happen because I've seen it 2 other times, so it was just a little long. I still enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Probably not gonna watch it again unless I do buy the Blu-ray and listen to the audio commentary. But it's getting to the kind of how I felt about Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, because I saw that way too many times, and it started to kind of drain on me a little bit. So it's not gotten to that point yet, but I feel like if I saw it another time, it would.
Especially if you see it once a week. I feel like maybe if it's once a month.
I think most movies, and especially not that movie, they're not designed to be seen.
No.
So many times in a row.
Yeah, and I mean, I told my friends I wanted to go see it, so we kind of just went because I probably won't go see it out of my own, need to. I don't need to go see it again, but it's still good. It was just after a while, 9 hours, you start to get a little bored of certain things.
But it hasn't detracted from your overall.
Oh no. It's still really great. It's just, again, it's like you see something over and over and over again. I guess it has been 2 weeks, really. So and I saw it the first 2 times very close to each other, and so I guess that second time I was still kind of excited about it. And it's sort of like when you have a big meal in front of you. And you're really hungry, you're starving, there's this huge meal you're going to eat, and you have a little bit of the meal, then you have to go run and do something quickly and come back, and you're not that hungry anymore. That's kind of how I felt about it.
Yeah. I think seeing movies in theaters, like 2 times is pretty doable. I couldn't imagine a third time. it happened to me having to see a movie twice in back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
Somewhat recently. First, I think it was The Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I saw that opening night with Lexi, and I mean it's a beautiful movie and it's great, but it's draining.
Yeah.
So we left the theater, and I told Lexi, I don't think I can watch that again for a long time. And then the next night, all of my friends are like, hey, we're going to see The Revenant.
Yeah.
So option A is do nothing. Option B is go see The Revenant again. Saw The Revenant again, and it was enjoyable still, because when it's a movie that's like expertly shot and beautiful, it's like you can still find things to enjoy.
Yeah.
And then the same thing happened again with 10 Cloverfield Lane, but that was
Shorter.
not nearly, shorter and just more like action-packed and fun.
Yeah, the second time I saw Blade Runner, it was still great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third time was kind of, draining.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings, I saw, I think, 4 times at theaters, the fourth one, or the third one. Yeah.
Wow.
And then I saw it way more times on Blu-ray, and so that one, it's weird how, like, that was, like, my favorite Lord of the Rings, and now I don't think it's my favorite one anymore.
What would you say it is?
Maybe Fellowship. I think I kind of hold more of a special place in my heart for Fellowship, certain parts of that movie. Than I know Two Towers is universally claimed as like everyone's favorite.
I think that's probably the easiest popcorn movie.
Oh yeah,
of the
because
3.
a lot more action, and then the effects with Gollum are amazing, and so yeah, it's a lot more kind of action packed, and it's the middle ones are usually the best. So
rank the Hobbit movies.
I've only seen the first one. Now, Austin gave me the 4-hour cut someone made. I might watch that. I've only seen the first Hobbit, yeah. And it was funny because I remember seeing it, and then I remember the second one coming out. I'm like, because I just did not want to see the second Hobbit movie. And I'm like, am I grown out of Lord of the Rings? And I watched like Lord of the Rings again. I'm like, no, the Hobbit movies just suck.
It's just the Hobbit movies.
They just suck. Yeah. Anyway, then I saw the 3 horror movies we could talk about maybe later.
Yeah, we'll do that after news.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do you guys now.
Yeah. So for me, I watched a bunch of stuff. I watched a bunch of horror movies. I think I watched 5.
Okay.
Which,
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's see. I also watched the first episode of The Good Place.
Oh.
First episode, period?
The first, yeah.
The pilot?
Have you never watched it before?
Episode. No.
Okay, if you finish it, I'll finish it.
I'll see. Like, I don't know. The first episode seemed kind of safe-ish to me, which it's a network comedy. So
it's a relatively it's definitely safer than Parks and Rec or The Office.
Yeah,
but I'm getting nervous, you guys.
It's very
Y'all watching my favorite show ever.
Ever, really?
It's the best show ever.
Are you like doing that as a bit or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my favorite show.
I watched 1.5 episodes.
And
then the rainstorm knocked out my internet for a little bit, so it stopped. So it wasn't like I got halfway through and was like, no more of this. It's fine. I'm just interested in how long the bit can last.
Yeah.
Because I think it sets up a pretty interesting and cool world.
Yeah. No, there's some fun twists and turns.
Yeah.
For the first season at least.
Mm-hmm.
Is the first season, is it 13 or is it 20?
No, it's like 13, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not 20.
When did they stop doing the 20? Because I know Lost was 20, then they changed it to 15.
I think they still do.
They still do.
I think like
for...
Scandal was like is like a 20 episode season and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think like first seasons typically don't get 20 though.
Okay.
Yeah. For a lot of shows,
I remember
they start out with 13 or 12.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not a 10 episode seasons now.
Yeah, I like the 10 episode season. Yeah. Give me that.
Let's see. So I started that. Continuing watching Curb Your Enthusiasm and Nathan For You and Breaking Bad. So I think besides that, I haven't really watched. Oh, I rewatched Her last night as well.
I still haven't seen Her.
It's on HBO Go.
I know. I need to watch it.
It's a good watch.
It's really good. And if you watch it, I think you'll like it because if you liked the stuff in Blade Runner, it's basically the same.
Yeah.
It's that sort of relationship, and it's done so well, and it's really cool. Joaquin Phoenix is great. And it's just a matter of time before it happens, Trey.
Man.
And it just becomes so much. You don't have to deal with women any of that. It's
No.
just an OS.
Not even going to talk to people anymore. Just going to be computers.
Exactly.
Did you ever see The Master?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you didn't?
No, we can talk about the new PTA Daniel Day-Lewis
Okay.
trailer. When I was watching that, I was like, man, there's a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson movies I haven't seen that I want to watch.
I thought The Master was really weird. It wasn't what I expected at all when I saw it.
You expected it to be like some sort of wacky Scientology movie?
I didn't expect it to be wacky. I expected it to be more conspiracy, and there's some horrible stuff going on, and this like kind of almost a thriller, and almost was a love story in a way. Like it was kind of weird, and it would build up to things, and it never paid it off. So I mean, it was weird. It was. I mean, you should watch it, but it was interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So me, I've watched pretty much the horror movies that we're going to be talking about, and I think that's pretty much it this week. Besides the stuff I've been watching,
Like The Good Place.
I haven't watched this week's Good Place yet. I haven't watched my shows yet this week. We've been little bit of personal info for all the listeners.
Ooh.
My wife and I have been renovating a house, so I've been working on that a lot. So it's been keeping me busy.
Yeah, sure. I bet.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so we're moving on to news. Yeah.
News.
All right, you guys. So we decided to play a new game.
Yeah.
Last week,
Uh-huh.
where we would predict the #1 movie at the box office.
oh snap!
Week 1, the winner is
Medea. Right.
yeah, Medea. So none of us won.
Well, really?
Yeah.
What? There's a new Medea movie?
Uh-huh.
Boo 2, a Medea Halloween.
We need to
Gosh!
see
$21 million.
And that wins it?
And that won it. Yeah.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, it was a pretty brutal week. Geostorm came in second, 13.3.
Yeah.
Well, so does that make me winner by default?
Well,
by
this
being
is we need to
closest?
discuss the rules. Should we have a winner, or is it first or nothing?
I'd say by default. I guess you got to have someone, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so,
I think you know my vote.
Closest.
If the vote is for me to win or me to not win,
yeah. Okay. So we'll give Spencer the win
Okay.
for Geostorm.
Geostorm.
nailed it. What did that take?
I hear it's terrible.
Geostorm took 13.3 million,
Yes.
followed by Happy Death Day.
I would have won if
again.
Geostorm wasn't out.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
those other two movies
Yeah.
hadn't come out. So, good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Our projecting.
What did you pick, Adam?
I picked Only the Brave, which afterwards I realized did not premiere in as many theaters as the other one. So I had like half as many theaters, and it came in 5th, I think.
You really went in there with your own leg cutting off by yourself.
Yeah. So speaking of box office stuff, Last Jedi projections.
Let's hear them.
They're in.
They're going to be low as hell. It's a small indie film, few theaters, going to maybe make a million, you know?
It says they're projecting over 200 million opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the biggest movie of the year so far, which
Yeah. You would
not
expect it to
necessarily
be.
unexpected. Yeah. Okay. So over 200 million. The Force Awakens brought in 247.
Mm-hmm. I could see it a little lower
Mhm.
than Force Awakens just because Force Awakens was
But-
new, you know, and then the sequel is what?
But Force Awakens didn't have porgs.
It's true.
Those porgs, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, get out of here, BB-8s. We're on to porgs.
Dude, fuck the BB-8s. They're old news.
Yep.
It's all about the porgs.
Yeah, I remember your dad likes BB-8s.
Yeah.
Kids want porgs.
Dude, kids want the porgs. I can't wait for my porg coloring book.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be amazing. I remember there was so many Jar Jar Binks pop-up books when those movies were coming out.
Hell yeah! Everyone wanted to be Jar Jar.
I know. He was the shit.
Rogue One brought in 155 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's obviously
Yeah.
going to
So
be a
is
little
that-
bit lower without the characters everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
Those famous characters.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, but I mean, no, people knew going into Force Awakens.
gonna be Harrison Ford.
There's going to be Han and Chewie. You're going to get some
BB-8.
Leia, and you're gonna get that famous throwback BB-8.
And this is just opening week, so I think
Right.
when Force Awakens, people are like, oh yeah, I can wait. But you know, it was the hype surrounding.
Well, that's
new
what I'm
Star
saying.
Wars.
I feel like there was a lot of hype around that first one.
Yeah.
And the BB-8 toy was a big deal.
Yeah.
And, people there was like excitement around kind of like Kylo Ren and like what. And I'm not feeling, I'm not as
I
in
think
touch
you're right. No,
as I was then.
People might be excited that we're getting more of Luke in this one, though.
I think you might have a point because I was listening to another podcast and they were kind of talking about how this movie doesn't seem, the excitement isn't there like the first one was. And I think it's just, it's because it's a sequel.
But yeah,
but they
still,
know it's coming. It's fine. It'll make money. I mean, it's not the downfall yet, but it's just, it's not the first one in 15 years.
I think they'll turn a profit, though.
I think they'll be okay. I think Disney will be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to sink the company. And the other thing is that it can still not have as much hype and still make over $200 million. Because that's a $50 million difference.
Dude, I don't think they even need to do any kind of promotion campaign. I would like to. That'd be interesting to see if they do no promotional campaign, maybe just 2 trailers, no promotions anywhere. How much money would they make?
I think it's kind of a big deal because it's kind of moms and taking their kids to the movies. If it was people like our age who would be able to just know and kind of do that, that's different. But there's just there's so much that goes into the toys and all that.
Sure,
building up.
That's
to
a good
it.
point.
And I think that's what makes it safe money.
Yeah,
almost.
Okay, I see that.
More Star Wars. How do y'all feel about the name for the Han Solo?
Oh yeah,
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah,
not great.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's so boring.
It's another. They're being very safe.
Ron Howard is the safest director you could ever get. So yeah.
Yeah. Although Rush was very good.
I think Ron Howard's a good director.
I think he's great. I just think he's safe.
Right.
He's
I agree.
Man.
I totally believe that if Lord Miller were in charge of this, it would not be called Solo, a Star Wars story.
It'd be called like Mr. Solo and his amazing bungee jumping.
Yeah. I'm fine
lightsaber dick.
Yeah.
I'm fine with a Star Wars story because like Rogue One had a Star Wars story and everyone just called it Rogue One.
Yeah.
Right.
But Solo is like you can't think of anything a little bit more clever.
Well, I'm fine with all those secondary movies being called Star Wars story as sort of the underline. Just I like that.
Yeah,
but
I don't have a problem with that.
No, but Solo's just a little dumb.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on. Get Out leads the nominations at the Gotham Awards, which is for independent movies.
That's good.
Great.
So that's a good sign for Get Out. And Trey, I believe you have Get Out in our Oscar pool.
I do. And I probably should rewatch it again because I told you about the story when I watched it. I think I had too many beers.
Yes.
And I didn't get the ending until I watched the thing on it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, wait a minute. The grandparents were in on this?
Hold up.
I didn't, So
What's up with that gardener?
I thought it was great. I just didn't get the whole twist at the very end.
Just what the movie was about.
No. I got the body snatching stuff. I just didn't get that the grandparents were body snatching the two what are they called? I don't want to say anything.
Black people.
Black people. I was going to say servants.
House
black
hands.
People. House hands.
Helpers.
Helpers is a good word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the biggest bomb of the weekend was The Snowman.
Yeah, I hear it's a mess.
So the director, Thomas Alfredson,
mm-hmm.
He directed Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Let the Right One In.
Great.
So he's got skins on the wall. He is actively just trashing.
You mean let him in, not Let the Right One In. Or is it Let the Right One In?
Let the Right One In.
Okay, not the American remake?
American version though.
The American version is let him in. I
don't think so.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I don't know. But I just know that the American version I don't think is held in as high a regard as the
I hear it's
Swedish
all right.
version.
I hear it's not bad. I hear it's like pretty decent. Like people like it, but
because like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is a European movie.
Okay, well then it is him. I didn't know that was a European movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Let me just double check.
Yeah. Just check your facts.
Yeah, he's a Swedish film director.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So
I was wrong.
So there you go. And this is a Swedish movie.
Mm-hmm.
So he says our shoot time in Norway was way too short. We didn't get the whole story with us, and when we started cutting, we discovered a lot was missing.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 to 15% of the script was never filmed, even after reshoots.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So literally just did not have the entire story.
Yeah, well, that's one way to get people to not see your movie is to not finish it and then talk trash about it.
Yeah. Or you could just make it into a video game, and it's one of the best video games of that year, Metal Gear Solid 5. That's what happened with Metal Gear Solid 5. They didn't complete the whole game, but they shipped it out anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they were shooting a Metal Gear movie and they turned it into a game instead.
No, I'm sorry. It was a really bad reference. But that's what I thought of because Metal Gear Solid 5 was famously known for not being finished.
Everyone on this FilmsCast knows all this stuff about Metal Gear 5.
Exactly. I'm just trying to make the Gamescast listeners
crossover.
Happy. Yeah, crossover.
Do you know what Michael Fassbender's name is in those?
Harry Hole.
His name is Harry Hole.
It's funny because I was with a buddy at Barnes & Noble the other weekend. We're just kind of just jerking around there, and we saw a book by Harry Hole. And
yeah, you're just
at
jerking around and then got that Harry Hole.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
man, Harry Hole.
Is that the name of the novelist?
That's the name of the character. So that'd be like.
But you saw a novel by Harry Hole?
No, it said another Harry Hole novel.
So so it'd be like Alex Cross.
Got it.
Yeah, or like
it's
Harry
like
Potter.
A Sherlock Holmes kind of guy.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Another Harry Potter novel. What if Harry Potter was Harry Hole? You think those books would be as successful if Harry Potter was Harry
Hole? Definitely.
Must mean something different in Sweden.
Harry Hole and the Goblet of Fire.
Did you guys see the Jim and Andy trailer?
No.
Remind me?
Do you know what this is?
No.
Okay, so this is about. It's the behind-the-scenes footage of Jim Carrey
shooting.
Okay,
yeah, I've
the
seen
Man
that.
on the Moon.
Shooting
Yeah,
Man
yeah.
on the Moon.
That looks really
I
fascinating.
haven't watched that, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, trailer's awesome. So if
I've not seen it either.
In case you don't know,
yeah.
Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman
Mm-hmm.
in a movie, and basically he decided to be Andy Kaufman on and off set, which means he was never out of character, and he was just wild and insane and would just like go off the handle at random times and do that because that was what Andy Kaufman did. He never broke character. You weren't sure if it was his real thing or what else. And so Jim Carrey was like, this is like an idol of mine and I'm going to stay true to that. And Universal has never let the behind the scenes footage be released because it makes Jim Carrey look like a huge asshole. That's what Jim Carrey says in the trailer. And so they didn't, because he's a big star and they didn't want to just like ruin him. So this is all that footage, and then they have Jim Carrey basically talking about what he was going through.
That's amazing.
And his sort of take on it was, I did this whole thing, and then by the time I got done and we finished shooting and we did the premiere and stuff, he's like, I didn't know who I was anymore.
That's crazy. That's like you do an accent for long enough that you start adopting it naturally.
Yeah, so it sounds super cool. It's on Netflix. It's coming out November 17th.
Oh, great.
I need to see Man on the Moon. I've never seen that, but I definitely want to see it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, watch a bunch of Andy Kaufman clips just on YouTube because it's insane.
I've watched a few of his stuff, some of his stuff. I watched the trailer though. I think, you know how I forget names just sporadically, even though I should know names.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito does not age. He looks like he's 50 when he was 30, and he looks like he's 50 when he's 60.
When you start out as incredibly old looking and tiny, you're just going to be when your look is weird.
Yes,
then you
just
age
don't
well.
age. Yeah,
he's actually looks a lot older in real life than he does in
really?
It's Always Sunny.
Because he
they dye his hair and they also make it like weird and long.
Yeah, they make it so gross. It looks very gross. I guess in real life he probably does look a lot different.
Yeah, and so in the trailer, Danny DeVito's like, "Wow, he's so committed."
Yeah.
And then later on, you see him and he's like freaking out because Jim Carrey's throwing a fit, and he's like, "What's the deal with this?"
It's scary how all these famous actors from the '90s are turning old now.
Yeah, I wonder if oh gosh, I'm forgetting his name.
Thank you for
from
forgetting
2049.
Yes.
Harrison
Ford?
No, the strange guy. He's also in 30 Seconds to Mars.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. Wonder if he's just a big Jim Carrey fan. Was like,
might be.
It works for him.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Danny DeVito,
there's
gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger says there's gonna be a twins sequel.
Yes. And is Eddie Murphy gonna be the third twin?
Triplets. Yeah. Well, that was the rumor a while ago. So apparently that's in the works.
Okay.
Michael Bay is making a live-action Dora the Explorer movie.
What?
I'm just gonna.
All right, now continuing. There's maybe a Pacific Rim Kong Godzilla crossover.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
Why not?
Why would you not want to watch?
Why would you not want to watch that?
It's the natural order of things.
Which one was that? Which
Who
one were
wins,
you?
though?
Were you the-
Godzilla.
Okay,
Got
you were
the little
Godzilla.
claws here,
You-
like
Who wins in that though? Because you cannot have a stalemate between Mega Monsters and Pacific Rim.
isn't it King
What are
Kong
those
usually
called?
the good
The,
guy?
Kaiju.
the kaiju?
Whoa.
No, the name of the little fighting bots that they have that they run.
Whatever. The
Megazords.
Gundams.
Gosh, I can't remember what they're called.
Megazord. Isn't King Kong usually the good guy though in those movies?
Godzilla fluctuates.
Or yeah,
But
he can be a good
Godzilla
guy.
is a good guy a lot of times.
I think Godzilla. Well, how they're setting it up, Godzilla and King Kong would be fighting against the kaiju. Dude, get the Cthulhu in there, and we could do a foursome.
Oh boy.
Jaegers.
Cthulhu. He's
That's what they're
Jaegers.
called.
That's
Everyone has to gain up on Cthulhu.
Hey, you don't have to sell me on Cthulhu. You don't have to sell me on any of this.
Okay,
That's gonna be great.
it's gonna be great.
I don't like. It doesn't need to be great. I'm just gonna watch giant things fight, and sometimes just watching giant things fight is all you need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it to be fancy or good.
No.
Just give me a giant robot fighting a giant monster, and I'll
give
be
me,
happy.
And give me a hot girl with very revealing clothing, and give me some funny one-liners by subliminally racist characters. That's all I want.
Is that your Transformers?
Yep.
You're kind of asking for a lot now.
I'm just asking for Transformers.
So yeah, Spencer, you brought up earlier the Paul Thomas Anderson Phantom Thread trailer. You guys saw this?
Phantom Thread.
It looks like
I've not seen the trailer. I've just seen the poster.
it started out and I'm watching it and it's kind of going slow. I'm like, what is this really about? But then the more you see, at least in the trailer, the interaction between Daniel Day and who's the actress?
I don't know her name.
It looks interesting to me. Like
Yeah.
it looks very secretive and just it looks like it'll be some fun character development in that movie.
Yeah, and the trailer doesn't reveal a ton,
Right.
but it kind of goes that he like sews mysterious things into everyone's clothes.
Yeah.
and
It's gonna be body parts.
he like, I don't know, kind of casting couches.
Yeah.
This girl kind of sort of.
Yeah. Basically. I don't know. It looks. I'm definitely gonna see that though. That looks interesting, especially since it is, after all, Daniel Day's last movie.
His final movie.
The
That's
final one.
Definitely his last one.
This is it, folks.
All right, upcoming movies this week. We got Jigsaw,
See you there.
Suburbicon.
I'm actually. I haven't heard any reviews about that, or I don't know, but the idea seems interesting and
Let me tell you, I am sick of seeing that trailer.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot of trailers for
That
it?
trailer's been on
everywhere.
everything
Oh, yeah?
for the
Mhm.
last month and a half, 2
I guess
months.
I haven't been to as many movies as you. So
Yeah, they also use "Nobody Speak" by Run the Jewels as the music bed for the whole thing, and they don't use like any of the lyrics except for LPs.
Yeah.
I'll end a conversation real quick, and it's just random and weird.
that's a
and
little
I hate it.
strange.
And yeah, Run the Jewels is just doing trailer music now because
I don't
they're
like
on all
trailer
the
music.
they're doing all the Black Panther stuff too,
Oh yeah.
and it bums me out because I get psyched and then I gotta watch Matt Damon explain to his kid that, oh yeah, those bad guys killed mommy.
Oh,
I don't know.
So
I'll
white.
see it. I haven't seen the trailer as much as you, so I'm not as burnt out on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty burnt out. Also, whenever you see like Four Nights Code, so it's written by
The Coen brothers.
the Coen brothers, George Clooney, and a
Yeah.
fourth guy, which means it was written by the fourth guy.
Yeah.
And George Clooney directs it.
Okay.
So
What has George Clooney directed?
did he do? See, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna be wrong. Did he do Monuments Men?
I think you did.
Ooh. I remember that. I don't know if he directed that or not. Monuments Men? Hold on, let's find George Clooney.
That's another one though that like I saw the initial
Yeah.
trailer, I saw the cast and kind of what it was about, and I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies that such terrible buzz prevented me from seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that looked like total Oscar bait too.
Yeah.
That looked like, hey, we're trying to get an Oscar. It's World War II about artists, so we're obviously trying to get that Oscar.
Yes.
I'm trying to look at the filmography here.
Okay, you guys. So what are you going
He
to
did
see?
direct Monument Men.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What did you see, and what are you going to see this week, and which one is going to make the most money?
Of
So-
just those two?
Well, of those 3 movies
What was
plus
the third
anything
one?
else. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for your service.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying that.
I'm only human.
Wait. Only the brave and thank you for your service. If only
Back
they'd
to
come
back.
out on the same weekend.
Yes.
All those
Miles Teller vehicles.
fans would be so split.
Yeah. I think
just that young boy reminds me of
if
my
I-
grandson.
if I may go first.
Yeah, Spencer,
I'm-
you go first
I'm
because you won.
Oh yeah, I get. Or should I go last?
You should go last.
Okay.
Jigsaw makes the money.
Dang it! You took mine.
Of course it makes money. It's a horror movie on
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, I'm taking Jigsaw as well.
Jigsaw. We can all take the same one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Jigsaw.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Great.
So we got Jigsaw, all 3.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take Boo 2 for a second week.
It might actually.
Gosh, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm all about winning. So keep the streak alive. I'm taking Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
All right, Jigsaw. Okay, and then what out of any movies that are out this week are you interested in seeing?
I still need to see the Jackie Chan movie.
Foreigner?
Yeah, and the Suburbicon looks all right, I
Okay.
guess.
Spencer?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll actually make it out to
Yeah,
any
I
of the
probably
theaters,
won't
but
either.
Suburbicon would probably. It seems the most interesting
Mm-hmm.
to me this weekend.
Yeah, if I had to go out, I would probably see. Boy. Yeah, it's probably Suburbicon, but I really don't want to see it. So maybe The Foreigner. I don't know. I don't. Maybe I would go see The Snowman.
Yeah,
just
just
to
just for the laughs.
Yeah.
The laughs.
just to see how bad it is.
For all the laughs and halves.
And that's your news.
Hey, good job on the news. So last week we did our little Spooktacular 2017 Phase 1.
Yes.
And then today we're doing Phase 2. We did our Spooktacular. We did our top 10 favorite horror films, and this week we kind of decided to watch some of our favorite horror films, like from each other's lists.
Yeah, so the movies that the other people consider to be some of their favorites,
Mhm.
but we hadn't seen, we watched
Right.
each other's.
So I watched, I'll just say my list and we'll kind
Yeah,
of go
go for
around. I rewatched Silence of the Lambs. I rewatched 28 Days Later, and I rewatched The Poltergeist.
Okay.
And all those movies I hadn't seen in a very long time, so it was
Right.
interesting. So
Okay.
what's your list? Yeah.
I watched The Poltergeist as well.
Okay.
I watched 28 Days Later as well.
Uh-huh.
I rewatched 28 Days Later. I watched The Exorcist.
Okay.
I rewatched Blair Witch.
Okay.
And did we watch another one? Or was that it?
Poltergeist,
Poltergeist, Blair Witch,
Blair Witch,
28 Days
28
Later.
Days Later. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Okay.
So
What about you?
only 4.
Yeah, Poltergeist, 28 Days Later. So and then Blair Witch. It was first times for me for all of those.
Okay. Well, let's, I guess, go with, we can maybe kind of talk about the ones we've all seen.
Okay.
And then we can maybe we should go on the ones that we all didn't see. So does that make sense? So maybe we can go on the ones we kind of
Yeah.
didn't all see
Go
together.
for it.
and then-
So start with Silence of the Lambs.
So yeah, Silence of the Lambs, rewatched that. I liked it a lot more than, I actually have some notes. I liked it more than I remember. I think when I watched it the first time, I think I was a lot younger. And
Yeah,
I
you were
was-
saying you didn't remember a whole bunch.
I didn't
of it.
remember a whole bunch. I remember a little more than I thought I did, but there was, I guess the whole performance of everyone of Anthony Hopkins didn't really hit me like it did this time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was wanting to be scared more than I was looking. I think I expected to be scared and going in the first time, and this time I was kind of going in just to enjoy the movie,
Uh-huh.
and so I think I liked it a lot more. I took some notes.
Go for it.
Like I mentioned earlier, it was cool to see the Jack Crawford character after watching Mindhunter.
Uh-huh.
He was a really good character. That was also the dad from Leftovers, the old dad.
Yeah, it was.
Uh-huh. And so that was a good character. He's got old. He did not age well.
Old
Got
Kevin Sr.
really old, yeah. Anthony Hopkins is engaging and incredible. That's what I wrote there.
Yeah, he won supporting actor with like 18 minutes of screen time.
So-
I think he has the
He doesn't have the least.
It's not the least
I don't think it is. Anne Hathaway has less, I think.
in
Les
Mis?
Les Miserables. Yeah.
Hmm.
I saw a list about, like, I think Anthony Hopkins is like number 10. I think
Okay.
there's like a less than that.
Wow.
But the thing is, though, you say it's 16 minutes, but it's spread out pretty well. Like, it's kind of spread out here and there, so it never feels like he isn't there. He kind of has a presence throughout the movie, too, so it doesn't...
Yeah.
You say 16 minutes, and you think he's in one scene, but he's
It's-
in a lot of scenes. He's just they're short scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
That one scene in particular where she goes to visit him and for the big interview thing.
Yeah,
that's such a great scene.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And just sort of the shots getting closer and closer up, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's incredible. So what else is that right here?
It's also kind of interesting that he's really not the villain.
No, he's not. He's
So
just
it's funny to have the most terrifying character,
yeah.
and he's not even the villain.
No, and I think that's why he's so likable, is because he's sort of helping her, and they kind of have this weird relationship,
Mhm.
and you don't really know why he wants to help her. I never really understood that. I think he just finds her interesting, I don't know if he has any, romantic feelings to her.
I wouldn't say so. I think
yeah.
he's just kind of a
Weird,
dude who
yeah.
kind of gets off on talking to people
Yeah, I could
And-
see that.
and being, I'm so intellectual and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Yeah. I like the line, he detests physical labor with the when they're trying to open the gate. I wrote that down as a line I liked. He detests physical labor. I would ask him, but he detests physical labor. So I forgot a lot of stuff in the movie, like when they went into the little garage and sort of how Buffalo Bill abducted the one girl.
Yeah.
And certain things like that I've kind of forgot. Especially when I kind of forgot how she even caught him, where he's in Ohio. Like he lives in where the lady who made the dresses lived, right?
Right.
Yeah. One thing I was wondering is, why did Buffalo Bill have a Nazi bedsheet? His bedsheet has swastikas on it.
Yeah, you got to rep what you love.
I mean, but like he's a transgender person who doesn't seem like that would be a person to salute Hitler.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
So I don't think reason
No.
is his strong suit.
Game respect game.
I feel like they're just like, what can we fill in this room to make him look evil? Oh, Nazi stuff. Put that in there.
Oh yeah,
He's got all the Nazi stuff.
yeah,
He has to love Hitler.
right.
So I thought that was
It's
kind
an
of
easy way to make
Or-
him bad.
Yeah.
Or he's Hindu.
Yeah, it could be Hindu.
You just rotated funny. In his
Yeah.
bed.
I thought it was a little, I think, outdated. A little bit how kind of she the kind of the sexism she saw, and a lot of it had to
Yeah.
do with sort of that. But that was probably just a sign of the times too. I don't take too much. Certain people like to get really uppity about, oh, this isn't what, this is full of this, and I can't enjoy this movie anymore. I notice it, but it doesn't bother me too much. You got to kind of understand time and place, and it's not too overt, and it kind of has to do with her character and how she's trying to get up in the world, and some of it's just a little hokey now, but it's still kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. Silence of the Lambs, and then I watched Poltergeist in 28 Days Later, so we can talk about that after. So
Can I ask you something about
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs?
sure.
Well, I guess I'll ask you two things. One, how did you like the night vision scene?
Yeah. I remember that from the first time. That's really good.
Okay.
And how he's just sort of like trying to grab her and he just doesn't, and
Yeah.
it's so, and it's really well done.
So
Yeah.
how do you consider it a horror movie now that you've just seen it?
Man, I don't know. I could see how you could, but I think it's a thriller. I mean, there's horrific imagery. There's, but I don't. When I think of horror, I think of more supernatural or extreme situations. And I think the only extreme situation, besides the girl being, kidnapped, is her. Well, I guess there's a Hannibal Lecter stuff too, which is kind of out there. Man, I mean, I'm going to say personally, no, but I could get on your side if you want to call it a horror movie.
I can. That's one that's very much on the line to me.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you,
Yeah.
but it's close enough to where, I mean, The Shining, which we all say is our number one, there is some supernatural to it, you know. It's but it's tonally it's pretty similar as far as the emotions it's evoking.
Mhm.
So if that's what we're saying is a horror movie, is evocation of fear.
Yeah. I think you could call Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a horror movie. I mean,
Oh,
it's all up to
and
your
we
interpretation.
did.
We did, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all up to interpretation, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the one that I saw that no one else saw was The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And Oh, see, something's going on behind me.
Yeah, he's gonna kill you.
I've been creeped on.
We got a special guest here, Justin Montemayor. How you doing? You just listen?
Continue.
All right.
We're talking The Exorcist. Do you have any hot Exorcist opinions?
I won't watch it.
You refuse? Is it the devil sort of thing?
No, I'm just a pussy. I don't watch. I'm too scared.
Well, be warned. We're getting into some spooky details.
Some spooks.
It's Spooktuber.
It is Spooktuber.
Our second spook. So The Exorcist.
That is sort of a racial term. We probably shouldn't be saying spook too many times.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, you just made it racist.
Spooky.
Yeah, you said it was a racial term, and then you still said it, which is that's when you know it's bad.
What are other bad words that we shouldn't say about race?
The country Niger. Probably shouldn't say that a lot.
No, you could absolutely say Niger.
Yeah, it's a country. Chad. Can't say that too many times.
Yeah, that's
God.
insulting to frat bros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll insult all of Fiji.
Exorcist.
For the most part, it's like kind of meh, and then I got to the last scene, and the last scene fucking rules.
Yeah.
The like actual exorcism, you got to fight through a whole bunch of like, oh no, she's doing weird stuff, and then she like flips on the bed and just kind of gets yanked up and down, and it looks ridiculous. Or like they'll walk in and her bed's shaking. She's like, "Mom, what do I do?" And there's a whole lot of dumb stuff. But the final scene, they have like a refrigerated room where the exorcism's happening, and everyone's breath is going, and it's
Flies everywhere.
Yeah, and it's super intense, and yeah, I can totally see. I did not really understand it. They have the guy, the Rocky lookalike, in there, and I was like, I don't really dig this. But then that last scene, it's like, oh, yeah, I get it.
That's another one I should probably rewatch because that's how what I kind of felt about the Poltergeist, where I think certain things scared me more back then than maybe it would now.
Right.
Like the images of Satan kind of appearing every now and then kind of really scared me watching it the first time. But I don't know, like did that freak you out at all, or?
No, I'm not, because so much of the beginning of the movie is you're just kind of supposed to be shocked by her saying such naughty things.
Yeah.
Like Jesus is gonna fuck her, and she
That's
sticks her
funny,
crucifix.
It's
like, okay, this is basically like scary movie.
Yeah,
and which is what they
Yeah.
take a lot of stuff from, or she'll just say all kinds of bad words, naughty words, and I'm supposed to be so taken aback. But it's lame. But that last scene, as I said, totally saves it.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch it too, Spencer? Or?
I did not watch The Exorcist, but I've seen it, and I don't think I'll rewatch
it. Yeah. Okay.
I think part of it too is there's so much surrounding it, where there's like 9 crew member deaths.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and where it's like, oh yeah, this movie's so cursed that it's so bad, and you know, it's definitely the devil's inside of it. And there's a little bit of Poltergeist in that too, because I think 2 people died in Poltergeist.
I think so.
All from lightning strikes, you said?
that was the joke that I made about The Exorcist when we were watching the Poltergeist, and I was like, yeah, 9 people died, and Spencer was half listening, and I said, yeah, it was all from individual lightning strikes. And Spencer was like, what? That's crazy.
I didn't believe it for a second.
He believed it. I saw it in his eyes.
I saw Spencer falling asleep during the Poltergeist.
No, that didn't happen either.
Oh. We're falling asleep there?
Fake.
Taking a little fake news. It's not fake news.
Poltergeist really, for me, is like, oh, that's why scary movies are rated R these days.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Any other movies, I guess? Cause
I didn't watch anything that nobody else watched.
Okay, we can talk about the Poltergeist.
That's
because
I was doing a little like transition thing there.
You're good.
And you just stopped it down.
Oh, well, I apologize. you run the show.
Chapter 3.
So, yeah, the Poltergeist, it was rated PG. It was supposed to be rated R.
That was PG?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense now, but
it was before PG-13 existed.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be rated R, and Spielberg said, no, make it PG.
That's still pretty heavy for a PG movie.
There's a lot in there, especially the face peeling. And
yeah, if we're ranking like best PG-rated horror movies,
That'd be
that's
there.
up there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jaws was PG, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Come on, Steven. He just wanted to sell them tickets.
The hell, Justin? Justin's showing me pictures of dicks. Just sitting
that's
there.
the real horror.
Are they good? Nice.
I mean, it was a big
shape?
dick. It was erect.
Is it Justin's dick?
It might have been his dick.
Oh,
Self-burn.
God damn it. Bye, Justin. Bye. He left. He's gone now.
boo.
Anyway. We should get
Boo
him on
for
the
him
show.
leaving. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can talk about movies that he's a pussy. Too big of a pussy to see.
Yeah. I bet there's a lot, honestly.
I wonder if it wasn't like it's not just horror movies. If he's
I
like
can't see like the Big
he's like,
Lebowski.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
No, man.
No, won't see
way
that.
too big of a
Captain
No.
Phillips, you kidding me?
No.
I hate pirates.
What? I'm gonna go out on a boat and I'm gonna be scared. There's gonna be
Well,
pirates.
He can't. He's got one leg. He can't, be on boats.
That's what pirates have.
One peg leg. Yeah, that's why. Because like he wanted to be a pirate, and that's why he doesn't have a leg.
He can't stand
Yeah,
movies where.
yeah. Pirates have peg legs.
Anyway, continuing with the Poltergeist. So
Yeah.
PG
PG.
for Poltergeist.
Yes, for Poltergeist. It was before the PG-13 ratings. PG for Poltergeist. That's what Spielberg said when he wanted it. So I have some notes on the Poltergeist. What'd you guys feel about it? Because I rewatched it and you guys hadn't seen it before, right?
Right.
Okay, so how did you feel about it?
Yeah,
you
it's
like
just like it proved to me why movies like that need to kind of be R-rated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not like it a bunch. It was really weird. I feel like it like kind of got into the action a little bit pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, like, okay, girl is missing. They're into stuff. But it seems like they saved all of the big stuff for like 5 minutes towards the end,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, okay, kind of some weird stuff is happening, and then all of a sudden, like that last night that they're staying there, now everything is
Mhm.
attacking you.
Right.
You got that ghost monster.
So it was kind of a weirdly paced movie for me.
Yeah, it was very oddly paced.
And very much like too tamed for what it could have been.
And I saw this. It had to have been in middle school when I saw it,
Uh-huh.
and so it scared the shit out of me back then.
I could totally see how
Mhm.
it would be scary for a younger audience
Mhm.
and why it is kind of good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But seeing it again, it was sort of meh. It didn't scare me as much. The face peeling scene, which is the one scene
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuck with me,
It
looked
looks
fake.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
like
hell.
you see
a very
where they
fake
Yeah.
where they cut. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I know. It looked fake as hell. It looked bad.
it would have been really cool at the time. I
Yeah, I'm
think.
sure. Yeah, but
like Indiana Jones, it doesn't look
doesn't look
terrible.
like that. No.
No, I mean it definitely looks more just like melty and falling off, and
Yeah.
right.
but not so obviously like a prosthetic.
Right.
You
Just a
could tell
ball
it's
of
some
clay.
guy
That-
just had his hands out
just
like
hitting
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really bad. And the clown thing under the bed freaked me out as a kid. I'm not
The
scared of
clown was
yeah.
the only real
That's-
scare
yeah.
for me,
That's a
honestly.
good- That's a good scare.
Yeah.
The tree reaching
The
in.
tree always creeped me out. But again, not really so much anymore.
I also like that they had to have Craig T. Nelson out of the house for that last. It's like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, oh no, it's just gonna be the mom.
The little boy actor though is the absolute worst.
Oh, he's
Mommy!
like when we talk about it and
Yeah.
how good the kid actors are in that.
Yeah.
It's movies like Poltergeist that make you say like, oh yeah,
Right. You can't just have some cute kid come in and look cute. It's like, no, they need to act. Otherwise, they're just going to be annoying and distract from everything else.
I have some notes here. So, cute ass dog. That was a plus for the movie. The cute ass little golden retriever.
I don't like dogs.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This guy hates dogs. Do you hate dogs, Spencer?
I love dogs.
Oh, there you go. I was about to have a seizure with that TV flickering.
Yeah, that's
was-
something that would not be in a movie
No,
today.
No, it would not. It was really bad, really distracting. Star Wars blanket. I saw the Star Wars blankets, and because that's only a few years after the movie,
Right.
so I wonder, like,
Well, it's his friend.
I know, but it's interesting. I was just thinking about like, okay, well, what is that like today? What would be the kind of comparison today? Would it be like a
Star
kid?
Wars, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because it was so new. Would it be like
what's a new thing?
Yeah, would it be like a bunch of Harry Potter stuff or you
Even
know?
still, we're far enough removed from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
and it wasn't nearly the cultural
Right,
phenomenon
No,
with
I agree, yeah.
merchandise.
Rick and Morty on the dad's bed because he's the only one who can get it.
Yeah.
Szechuan sauce everywhere.
Fun pickle Rick. Yeah, this is supposed to be directed by Spielberg, but he was directing E.T. at the time.
Well, it was directed.
It was apparently crew members have come out now.
Oh, really?
And they've said, yeah, it was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Okay, I didn't know.
And
that.
it looks super Spielberg.
Yeah,
like
it
the
does.
hallway scene with the focal chain,
Yeah.
right? The zoom, whatever. What would you call that?
That is a Hitchcock.
Hitchcock.
A Hitchcock.
A Hitchcock.
Ah.
Nobody does a-hole like Hitch, right? You get that.
I don't.
You
Like
didn't hear
the-
that Mike Reiner
The Will
drop?
Smith movie?
No. Mike, when they were talking about Ken Hitchcock,
Right.
and Mike, and they're talking about how, like, he needs to be an asshole, like, and he's like, what? Mike goes, well, nobody does a-hole like Hitch.
Great.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It is
He's
fun.
on radio his whole life.
Were the parents smoking weed in the bed?
Yes.
Smoking weed in the bed.
That was, we told Austin's mom that we were watching that movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's the one where the parents smoke weed in the bed. I thought that was so funny. I was just like, oh, Patty.
Oh,
Love
Miss
Patty.
Gutty. Love Miss Patty Guttery. She's such a peach.
She's
a
the
peach.
best.
She's the best.
Mhm.
Did you guys watch this with Austin?
Yes.
Why isn't he here?
He's next door. He's at the game,
Oh,
the
shit.
Warriors game.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, this seems like a fun night. Stranger Things totally ripped off the kid up getting abducted into another dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Stranger
What's
Things.
the deal, Stranger Things?
You know what? The more Stranger Things is kind of just a rip off and not that great. Maybe
Is this a serious take?
this might be kind of a serious take. It's good. It's just
You
like,
can't-
man.
You can't have kid gets abducted in any
No,
movie because
just one
Poltergeist
thing.
did it.
No, Stranger Things does a really good job. I think it just has that thing like Game of Thrones where it's just way too overhyped. People just love it a little too much.
I get that.
That's my thing.
Yeah, but what happened to Barb? Trey?
I don't fucking
it's
care. She was the
definitely
worst
hyped,
character.
but-
She was the worst character.
Yeah,
But I don't-
but what happened
Who
to her?
cares? She's dead. She deserves to die.
I don't think it. I think the hype is maybe overdone, but I do still think it's a very enjoyable show.
Yeah, it's very
That
enjoyable.
is very well produced.
And I think that main kid, the what's
Finn
his
Wolfhard.
Finn Wolf. Be on the lookout for that kid. He's a fucking memester on Twitter. That
Yeah.
kid he's going places.
top scorer.
boy.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that I was gonna say? There was one more. Oh, why is the teenage daughter in that movie at all?
Yeah, I know. She's like disappears certain times.
She just
and-
leaves all the time.
yeah. I
Just
don't
to
know
show
why.
that they have 3 kids
You have 2 sons.
and they seemingly don't care about any of
No.
their well-being because
No.
they need to get the heck out of that house,
Mm-hmm.
not stay there another night.
I did find it strange that the mom was laughing at the older men catcalling her teenage daughter.
Yeah, she thought it was
Oh,
hilarious.
it's so funny. They're just sexually harassing my teenage daughter. Oh, it's hilarious.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Then, yeah, I think that's all I got, really.
Would
on
you
that.
still rank it number 3 on your list rewatching it?
Maybe not. Though I may drop that and bump up the next one up on my list, actually.
Which
28 Days Later.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was the one that I least remembered.
Okay.
The only thing I really remember from 28 Days Later was him walking through London abandoned,
Mhm.
and then
the
Gleason
best scene.
getting Gleason getting the blood in his eye. Those are
Yeah.
the only 2 things I remember,
Yeah.
and I really dug it. Very visceral kind of zombie movie where the zombies are running fast and
Mhm.
causing a ruckus. And no, it was very well shot. I really like that actor. He's really good.
Cillian
Cillian.
Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy.
How did you like that peen?
The what?
His peen?
Oh yeah, you saw his butt and his peen a lot in that movie.
Yeah. Was it anything like that thing that Justin showed you?
Not as sideways because it was kind of limped
Yeah, it was
over.
very sideways.
Yeah,
What do you think the budget was on that movie?
it was $8 million, right?
You already know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. They're
that's-
able to
and-
shut down London.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wrote down. How do you shut down a whole city? And for $8 million, that must have been a lot of the budget, just shutting down the city.
Well, I think one thing that probably jacks up the budget on a lot of zombie movies is you have hordes of zombies all the time.
Yeah.
There's really only one scene where you've got a lot of zombies.
Right. They have handful here and there. I also think that I could be totally wrong, but I think in England you get a ton of credit you get a ton of tax
I
credit
bet you do.
for shooting in London and providing a London staff. So maybe that helped with a lot of it. But it's pretty good, and it's like I said before, it's kind of more about what happens when the apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite kind of zombie movie. Is it's not about the zombies, it's about the people and how they act and how they interact and it's kind of the depths of humanity and it I liked how also it was sort of making a point that it wasn't zombies, it was rage. You could just make these non-infected and it's just about humanity and our rage and how we want to kill and murder and rape and pillage and all that. And that's kind of the movie. You know, and they made that blatantly obvious when they called it rage. Right. You know, but I thought that was a very interesting take. Again, it reminds me of like a lot of the movies and games I like. Like I watched this also because I'm doing a video on The Last of Us for that video game film school, and a lot of the same themes about how it's, you know, how these people are just trying to survive and keep their humanity, but slowly losing their humanity. Right. And yeah, it was really well done. I like the directing style. I like the look of it. Though it looked very independent film, like homemade film. Like it looked kind of Vaseline, you know, like looked a little smudged a bit.
Did it look, because it looked like compressed to me, and I wasn't sure.
Same here.
I wonder if they shot it digital.
Yeah.
Like early digital, and so there's not quite as clean, or if
it looked very,
or if it needs a remastering or something like that.
It might need to, because it looked compressed to me.
It looks like old YouTube videos.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because I'm like, oh, did I get a bad version? Then I like try to find another better version, and it was the same thing.
What do you mean find a better version?
DVD, Blu-ray.
Find a better DVD.
Blu-ray.
There's sometimes those DVDs.
I
have
see.
Yeah. How did you? Did you have a favorite scene?
I kind of like the scene where they're in the grocery store. I always kind of like those levity scenes, you know, and they're in the grocery store and they're kind of just getting whatever. I've always liked those kind of scenes. Yeah. I mean, the scene.
That scene and that song is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you guys both said when it was shut down.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they go and they get attacked that one time, and it's Jim and Selena and the other guy, and she's like, "Did they get you?"
Oh, the first time,
yeah. And he's like, "No," but then she just
That's
hacks him to
always
death,
the best. Yeah,
and is just like, "No, I saw it in his eyes. He knew that he'd been gotten."
Yeah, that was definitely set the tone. That like, if you get turned, you're gone.
Yeah.
Also, why are these guys so horny? Oh
they
my
are
God.
horny, man.
These are the horniest guys.
Yes.
Can't they just turn gay? Like, come on, into the world, just
at this
turn
point.
gay.
It's a hole, right?
Like, yeah, what you're willing to die over? Like, the difference between sex and just jerking off is not that different.
No,
it's not worth
me,
dying over.
I've gone 29 years without sex, so just kidding. Anyway.
Oh, Trey dropping a sex bomb.
I'm kidding. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, this movie must have been brought to you by Pepsi. Oh, because that's all you saw.
Oh yeah, would you like to drink a Pepsi?
Oh, we got a Pepsi.
Why don't you just drink a Pepsi?
That's the $8 million. How they saved.
That's it.
Make that on that $8 million
Pepsi.
budget. Pepsi's like, we will fund you.
Yeah. Again, really well shot. Yeah, I mean, I dug it. It's I'm glad I rewatched it. Yeah. It's probably up there now. I'd probably take Poltergeist down and put that up.
How do you feel about that as a horror movie?
Well, yeah, and that's another thing too, is those zombie post-apocalyptic movies, are they horror movies or are they action movies or sci-fi movies?
I mean, if you're saying supernatural, zombie is supernatural.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't have to be supernatural, but I'm talking about like I mainly talk about the situation has to be like you have to feel, I don't know, I would call it a horror movie, but I think it's interesting. Some of those zombie movies I wouldn't necessarily call horror movies.
I don't know. I think horror is such a catch-all.
Yeah.
That you can pretty much include any zombie movie. Yeah. By my standard.
I mean, Get Out, was that really a horror movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say 100%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, because it's. I don't know what really defines a horror movie. I mean, I do know what defines it, but it's so you could say
you?
anything as a horror movie, I guess.
Right. I think,
can-
that's a horror movie for me.
Yeah.
My two takes on it are, I kind of like that you see the genesis of it.
Yes, that's what I wrote
That's
down
pretty
too.
cool.
That first scene is you see how it started.
Yeah, it's not always necessary, but it was pretty cool for this.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they don't keep on revisiting it, I like.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it is, and then
Mm-hmm.
this is how it starts. And then I thought they did a pretty good job of how in a world where there are zombies and there is no such thing as zombie movies,
Yeah.
you don't know. I thought they did a pretty good job with that scene of him walking around the town, no idea what's going on, and then gets into the church.
Yeah. He just
And the way he
yells
responds to
church
the
scene.
priest,
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't know, hit him. And he's like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because he still doesn't know what the heck is happening.
You know, and
Right.
you have a point because I did write down that, it's another movie that doesn't know zombie movies exist, but it pays that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it definitely is because they're kind of yelling everywhere and they're talking loud and they don't know all the rules that you would see in
Right.
a zombie movie. And it, I guess for a movie, and most movies don't, even Shaun of the Dead didn't, they,
Right.
Yeah.
most movies about zombies don't. So I think it did a good job with that. Like
Yep.
it wasn't, because sometimes they do kind of get into zombie movie logic, even though they kind of at the beginning say they show that they don't know zombie movies exist.
Right.
But I think you're right. It did a good job. I thought that scene was really cool in the
Yeah.
church.
Sometimes it's like so instant. Oh, just shoot it in the head.
Yeah. Shoot
But-
it.
But the way they show I don't know if what's happened to this person,
Yeah.
it was pretty good to me.
So was it just England? Was it just them being quarantined?
No,
Or
they
was
said it spread to New York and
Yeah.
Paris.
Right, but when he's run away and
Yeah.
he sees the jet flying.
Yeah.
I think the assumption is that maybe it is.
There's still humanity
there
out
is
there.
quarantine. I think it's not, and I think that there's the planes that eventually flew over
Yeah.
and saw their sign.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more of what it was, that there is humanity
Yeah.
out there somewhere, as opposed to. But I don't believe that it was just contained
Mm-hmm.
Right.
to England.
Have you seen 28 Weeks Later?
I have. I don't remember. I read about it.
Yeah.
The plot is, I guess, there's these kids and their mom has the rage virus, and then they they've basically quarantined England, and everybody's died. They let them kind of die, and then these kids bring the virus back in, and it just
great.
starts over again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a lame thing,
Yeah.
but whatever. Did you know that in the endings?
I remember those.
Jim-
That's the one other thing I remember is the alternate endings.
Yeah, because Jim is supposed to die.
Yeah.
And that's what Danny Boyle says,
Mm-hmm.
the director. That's what he says is his preferred way. That's
Yeah.
how he views it. But they showed it to test audiences.
Yeah,
and
they
they were
didn't
like,
like
oh, it's too grim.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it seem, because in the end, he gets shot,
Yeah.
and he dies, and then the two girls walk away in their dresses,
Mm-hmm.
like going, and everybody was like, oh, they're going to die.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I guess, what it was supposed to be, which it was supposed to be like a uplifting thing.
Yeah. Because I remember, I do specifically remember the multiple endings. And rewatching it, I actually watched the theatrical version, and yeah, it did feel, and I knew that watching it, it felt very tonally off
Mhm.
of the whole movie. Yeah, I could definitely see why that's probably the preferred ending, that he dies in
Yeah.
the hospital.
I do really like the end where Cillian Murphy is in straight up murder mode.
Yeah,
And like
just raging.
he's basically has
Yeah.
the virus.
Well, she almost kills him
Yeah.
because he
He's raging, but just
Yeah.
out of like the desire to protect.
yeah, and
those that he
that's
loves.
what's kind of the cool thing about the movie is it's a statement on, are we really the zombies? Are we the
Yeah.
monsters, Spencer? Are we the monsters?
I think we are.
We might be.
And then
But-
we,
And Doctor Who's in it. The Doctor's
Yeah,
in it.
right.
Yeah, he's in it. I didn't realize that he was in that.
also, what's his name from Leftovers? The
Who?
same dude.
Oh yeah. He's the same dude from Leftovers. Yeah. I like him speaking in a British accent rather than the accent he had in Leftovers.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird and all over.
It's very weird.
And then Spencer and I watched Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I actually watched that very recently. So, how'd you guys enjoy that? Watching it in 2017 eyes.
Yeah, I think it's done so well.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, like, found footage movies. You can go and you can look at Cloverfield. You can look at Paranormal Activity. They do so many things to kind of frame it
Yeah.
in a way to where it's like, I mean, it's still a movie. Like, we're still going to shoot it. They're still going to see all this. They do such a good job of doing it like it would actually be shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something where, like, in American Vandal, that's something that they do. Whenever they go back to the footage, they kind of go back and it's shot, it's faked very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do that so well. And it being kind of one of the original found footage movies, it's kind of weird that more aren't done that well.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see why, just because it's, you do it one way, then it's like, well, we could do it probably easier this way. Oh, yeah, I don't want to bother with all that. And, things just kind of get lazy. Not lazy, but, people just don't want to do it the right way.
And they also want it to look like a movie, and they want it to look clean.
Right.
Yeah.
Where there's, like, super high-quality cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I think at first for me, it's like almost taken aback, like, oh, this is kind of lame. Like, oh, they're just like, it seems so amateurish, like intentionally, but by the time they're really into the woods, it's that builds that authenticity.
And it's so terrifying because it feels so real, like how it's filmed, and you just feel like, oh man, being lost in the woods.
Right.
That's the scariest part to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the whole thing was about the fear of the witch and the rock formations forming around their tent, that wouldn't get me. But the fact that they're just walking around aimlessly, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
Another thing that I like about it is there are things that are happening that we don't get to see because the producers went and they just said, okay, you go here and we are going to mess with you and you guys just act, basically.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like, when the tent gets shook, they didn't know that was going to happen.
That's awesome.
Right. So that's why their reactions are so great because they had no idea. But, like, when they're running away, I think it's maybe the second time that someone comes at night and she screams, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" And you never get to see it.
Yeah.
And that's great to me. Because
show, don't tell. And that's why everyone was like, oh, I saw the witch at the end. I saw the witch. No, you don't, but everyone thinks they did. It's like in Seven, my mom is convinced she saw Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box. I'm like, nope, it was never shown. You just think you did. That's the best way. Show, don't tell.
Yeah,
or tell, or what is it?
I mean, show, don't tell is something that people say, but they don't show.
Or that people people think there's a Sinbad movie called
Don't show
Shazam.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's Shaq. And
that's Kazam.
Oh.
Do you not know about the
No, I've heard
thing?
about that, yeah. I've heard about that.
Okay.
Sinbad.
So overall, what did you think? Because this was the first time that you saw Blair Witch.
Overall, I don't know why I didn't see it. I think I didn't see it because it was like such a phenomenon.
Probably,
maybe one of those things.
You feel like you've already seen it.
I think we were young.
Yeah,
because I think it
it
came out in
99.
My dad would have had to have shown it to me.
Yeah.
Or taking me to see it, and then after a while, it was too late. At the time where I could just rent it or watch it myself. But having finally watched it, it was really. It's worth the kind of the reputation it's upheld.
And it's I think people think it's sort of a one-trick pony, sort of how like Paranormal Activity is. No, it's still very well done in what it's trying to do. It's not just it's not good because it was found footage and it was a new thing and people thought it was real. It's good because it does what it's trying to do very well.
Right, like it's a movie, it's a story, and the story that you get, it could not have been told other than found footage. And I think it's easy to look at all of the kind of imitation and try to write off Blair Witch because of all the imitators.
I agree, yeah.
But at the time, that was incredibly inventive. And like their whole marketing strategy is one of like the best marketing strategies.
Right.
Where they circulated like bootleg VHS that built up this crazy buzz. And that is just so smart. Especially for what they were trying to achieve and how
they
they
did
were
viral guerrilla marketing before every movie decided, oh yeah, let's put little balloons coming out of the gutters.
Yeah, like that's so smart and just definitely deserves the reputation it has.
Yes, indeed. Anything else? I think that's it, right?
I don't have anything else.
Right.
I heard you have a game for us.
Yes.
Oh, I do. Let's do this. Let's make this short. So. A buddy of mine, we've been kind of playing this game every time. He's a friend of mine's friend. It doesn't matter. But so he picks pretty much the game is you pick two actors and you have to guess. You have to connect the two actors through movies they've been in.
Kevin Bacon game.
Yeah. 8 Degrees of Separation or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was going to do that with you guys if you want to play that.
Okay.
All right, and just pick 2 actors, and I'll go first, and you guys can pick. Then
Oh
you
yeah,
go,
I've
then
got a
you
fun
go.
one off
Okay.
the top of my head.
I'm gonna pick Jack Nicholson,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much you get the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson and Emma Stone.
Okay.
So
Let's do Jack Nicholson to
So you think of the big ensemble movies,
right. Jack Nicholson to Adam Sandler.
and
Anger
anger management.
management.
Um,
Adam Sandler to Grown Ups.
yeah. So what else? What is
So we got to think
Emma
of
Stone
Emma
in
Stone.
that's got some bigger comedic actors?
She's in.
I mean, she's in. Is she in Crazy Stupid Love?
yes.
So you got Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell,
Okay. So.
because that's. I mean, got there in some stuff, I guess.
She's in Hawaii with Danny McBride.
Oh, she's in Superbad.
She's in Superbad with Jonah Hill,
Jonah
who's
Hill.
in Funny People with Adam Sandler.
There
Yeah.
you go. All
Boom.
right, you got it. All
High
right.
five.
Adam, you go. You pick 2.
Okay. Let's do. Let's do Steve Buscemi and Denzel Washington.
Okay.
So Buscemi, you've got Reservoir Dogs. but
Yes.
There's not a ton of.
Um,
Buscemi's also in.
Big Lebowski.
He's in Big Lebowski.
What about John Goodman? Because John Goodman's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. So
What's something?
I mean, so Steve Buscemi's also in. Not Happy Gilmore, but Billy Madison.
Yeah. Yeah. What's Denzel? Denzel was. I'm trying to think. Remember the Titans? And
So
who?
if you remember the Titans, you got Ryan Gosling.
You do. You have Ryan
it's always
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling.
There you go.
Um,
So Ryan Gosling to Steve Buscemi, I guess, or to. So Ryan Gosling was in.
Wait. Ryan Gosling to. Can you go Ryan Gosling to Emma Stone
You could.
To Adam Sandler.
You could.
Wait.
To Adam Sandler.
This is Adam Sandler.
No,
It's
to
the
Adam
new-
Sandler to Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
And he
Because Steve
got,
Buscemi's
Steve
crazy.
Buscemi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going there, and
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
want to step on your moment.
Oh my bad.
All right.
That's why this is a fun group.
Yeah. Fun
So-
group game. Group
so-
exercise.
The fun one for me that would not be fun for the purpose of this podcast is Ice Cube to Ice T. But Ice T is in like 3 actual movies.
Yeah.
Not just SVU.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do. We will do. Let's go Ludacris to Ice Cube.
Fast and Furious.
Okay, no, I got this.
Okay.
Ludacris to Triple X to Ice Cube.
Oh. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah. Dang.
Ludacris to Vin Diesel.
That was
who's in
that was
Triple X.
easier. If I had thought it out, I would have picked a harder one.
Okay. Okay.
This is a fun. I think it'd be fun to bring one of these. Just one of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
There's
do one every
Every
week or
episode.
something.
Yeah, it's fun.
there's another game I don't want to play because we're
Yeah,
Go-
we're up there.
way up in time. But you go around and you do movie titles.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So it'd be
Movie title to actor.
well, no. So it would be like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
and then then Spencer would say Sling Blade Runner,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
and so you could either end it in something, a movie that ends in sling
uh-huh.
or begins with runner.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
And you
And
can't
you
do
do
like
it like
loose, like running with scissors. It has to be runner specifically.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was if it
Like
ended
Maze
in
Runner.
run,
Oh, you can do
No,
Maze
yeah,
Runner.
'cause
Okay. Yeah.
so I don't know where you'd go from there.
Yeah.
That's tough after
is
Sling
tough.
Blade Runner.
But, right. But
So do
anyway,
you lose if it lands on you?
Yeah, if it lands on you and you can't figure it out, then you lose.
Okay.
Damn.
So
Damn. We don't have many Twitter questions, but
That's
we'll
fine.
do the few we
can you do
have.
it quick?
Chris the Fields asks,
Christeners.
Who?
Chris the Fields, what's the road where you go again? Oh, he's talking about Rainbow
This
Road.
is Rainbow Road.
We need to record a Rainbow Road with you two and Austin and Connor, who's
Sounds like more of a video game thing.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we all need to sing it as
Do we?
Supercast 64.
If we do it to some sort of
What do you guys think about hunks, by the way? Austin was listening to hunks in Gamescast.
I'm a big fan of hunks.
You are?
William Hungs?
Hunks. Hunks.
I'm not familiar.
Edward
Yeah.
Norton's the hunk.
He's a hunk to you? Okay.
No, the Incredible Hunk.
Oh, he is the Incredible
Ooh.
Hunk. You're right.
Oh.
Yeah, Austin, we spent like 10 minutes at the beginning of the last episode talking about hunks. And he, never mind.
Yeah,
No, it was funny.
pro hunks.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He said that you were the bi-curious boy next door.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, all right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway. Lexi asks,
Mm.
what movie has the best soundtrack or original score?
You first, Trey.
What movie has the best soundtrack or original score?
I have a
Yeah.
feeling I know what you're gonna say, but I'm not gonna say.
Like original score, probably. I mean, most iconic or my favorite.
Favorite.
Your favorite.
Best to you.
My favorite soundtrack. I mean, Drive has a fucking awesome soundtrack. That might be the best soundtrack to me.
That's a good one.
Original score. I mean, I love the Lord of the Rings score, but that's
That
very.
was the one that I was thinking.
You're so funny.
Well,
I'm
I
just gonna pick it.
I just know
I'm just
you.
gonna
That's
pick
fine.
it. I know it's fine. You know me. You don't know me.
Okay.
What about you guys?
I think right now, I really like the Moana soundtrack. There's a lot of if you haven't watched it, just
Mhm.
another great Disney animated movie. But a lot of the original songs for that are really good, especially the song "Shiny" by Jermaine Clement
Mm-hmm.
of Flight of the Conchords. It's actually a fantastic song that is a ton of fun. Other than that, I think I think Forrest Gump honestly gets like almost some bad rap for how like
Just,
big
like,
it was
on the nose.
Yeah.
right. But like the use of music in that is pretty cool. The way that they use music to kind of continue to tell you what time period you're in.
Do you
Mhm.
think Forrest Gump is on an upswing? Because I feel like it got a lot of backlash like 5 years ago, and now it's kind of gone back up, I think, in people's minds.
Yeah, I don't know where it stands now.
Yeah.
I like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
If Forrest Gump is on, I will watch it. I think it's a good
I think
movie.
it's a fine movie.
But I think the music and I like all of the songs that are in that movie.
Mhm.
So that's another one for me.
Adam?
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's original music,
Mm-hmm.
and they were good enough as a band to go and tour and have people go watch. Like they're pretty good songs,
Mm-hmm.
actually, even though they're just a bunch of actors doing it. And then
Oh,
oh
School
boy.
of Rock was pretty good like that, where it was sort of
Yeah?
just original music.
That was
and,
fun. Yeah.
I'd even say Walk Hard had pretty good music
Yeah?
in there. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Give me the end of The Matrix any day.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That
No. Lexi also asks,
Mm.
is 28 Days Later Josh Hartnett's best movie?
hilarious. You're so funny.
She's
Lexi.
memeing.
Wow.
But yes, it is.
His
40,
best movie?
40 Days and 40 Nights.
Whatever happened to Josh Hartnett? Did he die? He was like a big thing for about a year or two.
Yeah, he died.
He died?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he died and he got rage and died.
He got
In
hit by
28.
9 separate lightning strikes.
Spooky.
All true.
Well, this is a Super FilmsCast 64 for another week. Or Spooktacular ends next week. Spooktacular. We end next week with, we're going to review all 75 seasons of Doctor Who.
Woo!
For the Spooktacular. Is that right, Adam?
Yep.
Oh, one more thing for next week.
Mm.
We're bringing the bean back because Lexi is making Adam and me watch Antichrist this week. This might be news to Adam, but there will be more bean talk.
Are we gonna have our Antichrist podcast? That's perfect for the final Spooktacular of 2017. We're gonna have Antichrist talk.
Mhm.
Is that a... Did you guys find it somewhere? Because we tried to watch it.
We might have to buy it on DVD.
Okay, well, whatever it takes to see that bean cutting.
Well, have fun doing that with all that. So yeah, just have a great time.
Talk to you about it next week.
That's awesome. This is Super FilmsCast 64 for another week. I'm Trey. You can find me at CrayTreyVids on Twitter. You can also find this podcast on YouTube. Just look up Super FilmsCast 64 and go past all the porn. Because that's what's
Scroll
up
down
there.
past the
Scroll
porn.
down past the porn.
It's there, we promise.
Yeah.
It's not a prank.
Guys, promote your shit.
Hey, I'm on Venmo at Adam Fullerton. Send
right.
me all your money.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on everything as Coach Chucky, and my cute wife is at Lexi Smells on Twitter.
We're going to talk about that after the show. All right, guys. Have fun. It's been
Why
a
are you
great
promoting that to our
podcast.
horny audience? You know our biggest
Yeah.
episode ever was about horny girls.
Yeah, it was. That's the most popular
Trying
episode
to get
ever.
those listens, you guys. If we're gonna monetize, we gotta have listeners.
We do. We need to monetize pretty soon. All right, guys. Well, have fun with your bottoms on Halloween. Don't eat the razor blades. It's called a road. It's called a Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go. It's a road. It's called a Rainbow Road. And we will know when you get there. It's called a road. It's called a Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go. It's a road that you go when you die. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's got Princess Peach, Mario, and Toad. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I'm with you again, Uncle. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I miss you again, Uncle. Oh, Rainbow Road.
Where did you learn the song?
It's called a road, it's called a Rainbow Road. It is a road that you go. It's called a road, it's called a Rainbow Road.
What's that song from?
And you will.
Rainbow Road. I mean.